the Weather Extreme video. This is the afternoon edition for Monday, the 22nd of February, getting set for a severe weather threat for the state tomorrow night, and we'll focus on that. Let's take a look at things and see where we are this afternoon. That is the water vapor satellite view across the country. You can see a pretty good trough coming through the southwest United States. That'll be rolling through Texas tonight and then impacting Alabama by tomorrow night. That and a stall front setting up a very wet day today. That's the radar as of about 1:30. Just a big widespread rain mass over about the northern half of the state. We had some thunder today, but no severe weather problems later today or tonight, just rain. And these numbers really have not changed since we spoke early this morning. Mostly low 60s on the board, Birmingham at 63. We think tomorrow will be warmer. We'll be approaching 70 tomorrow afternoon in advance of the severe weather threat. Around the nation, generally speaking, things are thawing out. Pretty cold around the Great Lakes and the northeastern states. And we'll turn colder on Wednesday and Thursday after the storms tomorrow night. Here's the watch warning map. You see some counties in Alabama. Those are wind advisories and an outlook involving hydrology, basically indicating there could be some flooding problems in coming days, and we'll take a look at that. Otherwise, things are mostly quiet around the nation today. There is a risk of severe weather well to the west of the state later this afternoon and tonight through parts of west and southwest Texas. But obviously, this is our concern for late tomorrow and tomorrow night. The guys at SPC have ramped up the outlook, become more aggressive. You can see the standard risk runs away all the way from Houston over to Tallahassee. But let's take a look at our state. We now have a moderate risk of severe weather. That's that area in red down in South Alabama. The moderate risk includes places like Greenville, Evergreen, Monroeville, Grove Hill, Chatham, almost down into Mobile. We've got the enhanced risk now as far north as Tuscaloosa, Alabaster, Alexander City, and Opelika. The standard slight risk is as far north as Decatur and Gadsden, with a marginal risk up into Tennessee. And, of course, that'll be the focus of the discussion here. And then on day 3, which is Wednesday, this is after 6 a.m. Central Time Wednesday, a risk of severe weather east of the state from Orlando up to about Virginia Beach. One thing we'll have to watch for is heavy rain. We've had some good rain amounts today, and this is suggesting the rain totals between now and, say, Wednesday will be in the 2 and 3 inch range for much of central Alabama. So just something else to watch. But here we go. This is the GFS valid tomorrow at noon, and you can see the energy digging down through Texas. Surface low is north of Houston. Tomorrow morning, no severe weather, but maybe a chance of showers. 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, the surface low is near Monroe, Louisiana. And this run seems to be a little slower. Midnight tomorrow night, the surface low is near Greenwood, Mississippi. And then by 6 a.m. Wednesday, the surface low is along Interstate 40 between Memphis and Nashville. And if this GFS run verifies, it could be our greatest risk of severe weather will be really late tomorrow night. But this is just one model, and we'll take a look at some other data in just a second. In fact, this is the instability at 6 o'clock Wednesday morning, and we are still in the unstable air. And if this verifies, we could still see storms as late as 6 o'clock Wednesday morning. But let's look at the high-resolution NAM, the 4-kilometer NAM. Got a little different look. This is 9 o'clock tomorrow night. At that point, the better chance of storms over on the western side of the state. Midnight, storms coming through Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Montgomery. And then at 3 a.m., the storms have cleared Anniston and Gadsden. So the high-resolution NAM is really suggesting the main window for severe weather in the state between 6 o'clock tomorrow evening and maybe 4 a.m. Wednesday. And again, if anything's going to be adjusted, it's going to be the timing. And we'll talk more about that in just a second. Let's look at the parameters. And again, this is going to be the one factor that could limit this event. It's the amount of instability, the surface-based CAPE. And again, this is the 4-kilometer NAM, a high-resolution run of the NAM. Goes out 60 hours, and this is valid at midnight tomorrow night. It shows instabilities exceeding 1,000 joules per kilogram over deep South Alabama with hardly any up this way. And let's hope that's the case. But the 4-kilometer NAM has not performed well in cool season events, and I think the instability values more than likely will be higher than this. But everything else, yeah, we're on board. This is the bulk shear between 0 and 6 kilometers. Goodness, those numbers exceed 100 knots in the southern part of the Birmingham metro. That certainly means there's going to be a tornado threat here. And this is the STP, the significant tornado parameter, valid at midnight tomorrow night. And again, this is, you're going to see the higher numbers over South Alabama, south of US 80. And more than likely, that is where perhaps the greatest chance of tornadoes will be, but have a funny feeling the numbers will be higher, maybe up to Interstate 20, Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston. So I think the tornado threat will certainly be a concern up to those cities tomorrow night. And this is the graphic we're putting out there. We've got the highest tornado threat in the enhanced and moderate areas over about the southern half of the state. Highest risk on this graphic I've got from 4 o'clock tomorrow till 4 a.m. Wednesday. That's kind of to coordinate with the National Weather Service, but I really think the main threat's going to come after 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. And obviously, storms that form will could contain a few tornadoes, especially, again, in the orange and red colors, the enhanced and moderate risk. Some storms could have damaging straight-line winds and large hail, and certainly with the amount of rain we're getting, there could be some flooding. So, and again, like I talked about this morning, if you're watching this video, you're going to get the warnings. You're in tune, but we encourage you to let your neighbors know about this threat that maybe are not paying attention. Have their weather radios set, check their batteries, be sure the backup is okay, and have a good smartphone app like Weather Radio by WDT. Okay, this is Wednesday. Going to be a colder day. In fact, temperatures will probably fall during the day. I would imagine we'll start the day in the 50s. We'll probably drop into the 40s Wednesday afternoon. Clouds and light rain at times. And breezy, if not windy. Not exactly a Chamber of Commerce day. And then this is Thursday at noon. Look at the snow flurries in the backwash of this thing down into Tennessee and Kentucky. I guess somewhere in extreme north or northeast Alabama, there might be a few snow flurries Thursday morning, but don't think that's going to pose any impact. And for the north central part, Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston, Gadsden, for Thursday, the weather should gradually improve, the sky becoming partly sunny with a high in the low to mid-50s, the GFS showing 53. Friday, a bright sunny day will be in the 50s. And Saturday as the weekend begins, very nice, sunny. We start the day in the 30s. The high will be close to 60. And Sunday, again, delightful weather. We go up in the middle 60s with a good supply of sunshine. Here's a week from today. This is the 29th. Yep, a leap year. Trough axis coming through, and that's suggesting a cold front with a chance of showers, maybe some thunder. Let's go to the middle of next week. This is Wednesday, the 2nd of March. A surface low coming right on top of us. That would be a good rain event. And the following day, Thursday, March 3rd, trough axis moving on to the east. We're getting in cooler and drier air. And maybe a nor'easter up the Atlantic seaboard. Arctic oscillation kind of doing the hokey pokey around the neutral line, and really the same thing for the NAO. And temperatures coming off the ensemble, the GEFS, you can see really not bad. Yeah, we're colder Thursday and Friday of this week, but after that, highs mostly in the 60s. Lows mostly in the 40s. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this afternoon. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. If you can't catch us this evening on the live stream or the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.